So it's May 1st and the temperatures are finally there, and we're going to start our spring refresh on this lawn on Dad It Yourself. So those of you who have been to my channel before, hey, welcome back. For those of you that are new, welcome. This is my first lawn video of the season, 2024. And it's starting to come out nice. It's May 1st today, like I said in the intro, and our temperatures are just starting to get up into the over 50 degrees at night and into the low 60s during the day. Well, I figured I'd give you a little bit of a tour of the yard so you kind of get an idea of what I'm dealing with and how you can compare that to your lawn as you start your spring refresh. So this is my main lawn. It's about 15 feet wide at the widest point, and it goes all the way down to about halfway, and then it continues around to my neighbor's house. That's about 100 feet, 150 feet to the property line there. And then I have a matching boulevard strip over here that I'm responsible for over to there. And then over here, we have this area that's right in between the two houses that I maintain for both me and my neighbor. Again, a small boulevard strip here. And this patch here, we get mostly shade in that area right there. That's almost all POA, and I'll talk about that later. And then I got my utility boxes here. So here's my backyard, and it's about 25 feet, I think it's 25 feet across, and then 40 feet long with this little bump out over here around my patio. And there's my robot mower right there. If you haven't seen that video, check it out and you can see what my opinion of the robot mower is. So those are my two lawns. This lawn gets full sun all day long compared to the front yard, which only gets partial sun half of the day. So this is the lawnmower I use. It's a 10-year-old lawn boy that I picked up at Home Depot. Average homeowner probably has one just like this. I put gas and oil in it regularly, sharpen the blade, and a spark plug every other year, and it's been holding up. I have a video on how to service this, and I'll put a link down in the description for it. I always start out mowing my lawn by going around the perimeter, and what that does is give me a nice turnaround point. This will be the third mow of the year for me, and I alternate between going diagonal across this way and going up and down this way. The last time I mowed last week or week and a half ago was diagonal, so I'm going to go up and down this way. And what that will do is actually help me when I dethatch later to follow that same pattern with the dethatcher. All right, so I got all the mowing done, and it looks pretty good. I mean, most homeowners would say, that's great, that's good, I'll see it in 2 weeks. It's still a little yellow, it's kind of hard to tell. Let me see if I can get up a little higher. That's pretty much the grass that hasn't come out of dormancy. If I haven't already said, my lawn is a tri-blend of Kentucky bluegrass, perennial rye, and fine fescue. So they have different temperatures that get them going, and that's kind of where I'm at. You know, this is up in the Pacific Northwest, this is the sweet spot of lawns because we don't have to water yet and they look pretty good. So, and I have some areas that look really good and some that look really bad. Down here, this one just didn't really survive the winter very well. So I've got a dead spot there. And then I've got a dead spot over here, right about there, from when I used some pretty heavy weed killer, and it actually flowed into the lawn with a rain and killed the lawn. So I have to patch that. We're back in the backyard now. I kind of went around the other side of the house. I pulled up my robot lawnmower, and that little wire that's in there, you can see it came right out and pulled a bunch of plugs with it. Not too bad, but that's okay. And then I got another dry spot right there I have to address. But that's okay that I have all this stuff kind of laying around on the lawn, because the next step is going to be dethatch and aerate. And I'll explain why that's important. So why do we dethatch? Well, dethatching is a couple of things. It's going to take all of this dry, matted stuff that's down in here. I don't know if you can see it, it's way down here. It's going to pull all this out. And then it's going to also, for me, it's going to pull out all this dead moss that I treated a couple of weeks ago. It's down in here. It's the black stuff. And then if there's any live moss, it's going to pull a lot of that up. And then what that's going to do, it's going to help the soil-to-soil the soil-to-soil contact when I put fertilizers down and overseed this for the rest of the season. So again, let's get to dethatching. Okay, I hope the sound's okay. My microphone on my other camera died, so it's charging right now. And between the jets flying and the birds chirping, we'll see how this goes. So if you followed my channel at any time, you've seen this thing. This is my Ryobi cordless lawn dethatcher aerator. Love this thing. I got about 4 different videos on it, and before that I had a Sun Joe corded vacuum, but definitely the cordless is the way to go. This thing runs on 218 volt, and I use the 6 amp hour batteries, and I can do my whole 2,500 square foot lawn with these 2 batteries. But because this is a common battery, with all the tools I use, I have plenty of batteries to use, so if these die, I got 10 more to back it up and keep going strong. So let's get started and we'll dethatch this lawn. Alright, so I'm done dethatching, and as you saw, the backyard, it didn't do much. This is mostly a fescue lawn, so it doesn't thatch up too bad. Did pull up some of the POA over here, but it definitely dug into that moss that's in this corner and over in that corner. And it showed me I still have some active moss, so we're going to have to treat that as well. But check out the front yard. Definitely did a number on the front yard. Not the most I've ever taken out of here, but still a pretty sizable amount. Now normally if there was more, I would use a leaf rake and pull this all into a pile, but I'm going to go ahead and use the lawnmower and just run it over this and pick this all up again. But again, just like in the backyard, did a number pulling up all that old moss right through here. And again, I'm going to have to treat that again, even though I treated it earlier, to make sure that's good and dead. So, through the magic of editing, Let's go ahead and clear this off. Well, there it is, all cleaned up. Looks pretty good. Just need to do the last appearance thing, and that is take my string trimmer and clear up right there and over here by this pole, and then take the edger and clean up along these sidewalk edges, my landscape edge, and along my curb line. Let's do that. Alrighty, just got back from the home center and this is what I got. Okay, lawn fertilizer, lawn food, weed and feed. This does not have a pre-emergent in it because I'm going to be overseeding. Alright, here's the moss out. This is a granule. Sometimes I use the spray. I did a whole video on spray versus granule, and I'll put a link up there if you want. There's the iron right there. And we've got some liquids here. I got Lawn Safe. This is for anything on the lawn, broadleafs, dandelions for spot treatment. Then I got that one back there. That one's really good for crabgrass for some reason. And then this one here is weed and grass killer. I'll use this on all my hardscape and in my planter beds to kill anything that's growing. I have a big area of rocks that likes to grow weeds in there. And then I've got this tri-blend of grass seed. And I'm going to put this entire bag down. The first thing I'm going to do though is do those spots, and then I'll do a broadcast spreader for the remainder of the seed just as an overseed. And let's get started on that. Okay, got the spot right here. What I'm going to do, first thing is I'm just going to lay a little topsoil down in here to kind of fill this hole in. Give the new seed a fresh start in this bed. Like I said earlier, I had laid Cazaron weed killer in this landscape bed over here, and it had flooded into here. It looks like this is the low spot in the hardscape, and it just destroyed the grass. And that was 2 years ago, and it has not reseeded. So now I'm gonna put the seed in, and I'm gonna lay that pretty heavy in here to give it all the chance in the world of making it. Over here in the corner. And then I'm going to put the kids to bed with a little blanket. It'll keep the moisture on them, not too much, just enough to cover them, and then hold the moisture in so that they can germinate when they start noticing that 50, 53, 55 degree weather, that warm sun, which it gets a lot of it over here. Okay, well, that looks pretty good actually. I'll just press that down a little, give it good soil to soil contact. This cool season grass, it does really good leafing out, but it doesn't drop rhizomes like the zoysias or the St. Augustine, so it's not real good at filling in spots. So you have to do the overseed. Well, there's one, and I'll go ahead and do all the others. So I finished all the spots, and there were a couple here and there, but I'm going to go ahead and do the spreader now. And look, the instructions are right here. It says 6.5 on the drop spreader, and water is the key to seeding success, and gives you the directions right there on how much water. Continue frequent watering pattern for at least 3 weeks until seedlings reach 2 inches of height. Well, that won't be a problem because I'm going to go away on vacation in a couple of days, and then we're expecting rain next week. So this has got about 14 days before I need to even play with it. So let's go ahead and do the overseed. now that I have all the dry stuff down, it's probably time to water it in. So I have a sprinkler system, and I've got it set right now already. And what I'm going to do is turn it on manually, and it will run through a full cycle, and then it'll go into auto mode for the next couple of days and keep that going. Let's see if it even turns on, huh? This will be another good opportunity for me to check and see what sprinkler heads are working. Well, there you have it. After 4 hours of work and $300 in materials, this grass is ready for another season. In about 6 weeks, I'll do another treatment of the weed and feed and maybe iron, depending on how much the grass is greened up. And tomorrow, I'll attack it with the liquid herbicides and take care of the stuff in my landscape beds and in my hardscape and any spot treatments I need to do in the lawn. If you saw anything in this video that you found helpful, consider becoming a channel member or giving me a super thanks. I've got a list of videos over here you may be interested in, and the subscribe button's right down here. Thanks for watching. Dad it yourself.